Um, I'm basically a time freak. Uh, you said it right, like this, we can hit it hard and then, got kind of get some clear direction on which way we need to go. And, go for it. I'm on board for the good of the people. And I know that that's for my good, you know, and whatever we need to do, that's good and right. Let's do it again.
Well, again, you want me to wait? Basically, coming here and presenting the Maurican Gansu, have IPO number 2421, have NGO number 37801. We established it with 3 trusts. The She clan, She being the Olmec, Yamasee being the tribe, Moon being the nation. Then we have the Gansu, Maurican Gansu, which is the consulate or the office in which we offer to all indigenous Moors to work out of in order to communicate with these de facto or these fictional other corporations or entities. And then we have the American Permanent Mission. We have a mission to where, we do strictly humanitarian work. And one of the things as far as business that we deal in is bringing water to the community. We have water, we have honey, we are in commerce with diamonds and gold, but we basically try to focus on providing jobs and so forth with our waters. In the same kind of way the Nation of Islam has bean pies and so forth, to try to come with a national commodity. And one thing that we realize is that within all of the entities, whether it's temples, churches, trusts, whatever, they don't have a national commodity. And so at the end of the day, everybody is not able to participate because they're still feeding the beast in order to, in order to maintain and survive. So we have our commodities, and we've came here before, and doing Thanksgiving weekend in November. we came in and bought probably about 200 gallons down here. And we have a more scientist that built a machine. We have for the water. Then we have the brother in Jamaica that has bee farms over there that has that produces the honey. So we have those 2 commodities there. The other part that we're doing is dealing with the university and the school. We're doing with the university and the school in order to make sure that people are educated in the different areas. Obadiah, can I thank you? People, to be educated in the university in order for them to be able to function within these different diverse departments that we have. So we bring people, and we have a Yahoo group, have an online university site for the education. And I did bring some of the material for the foundation for the children and for the adults and for the sisters and the elders, to use as a basic foundation on a principle to follow in order to make sure that everybody is being conveyed the information, kind of sort of what you all were saying. One of them was discussion, which we was doing today. It's discussion. There's the work as far as the drafting the information. The third is memorizing the information, and the fourth is applying the information. So we have those four levels that we want to work through and bring in information. The main part that I work with is the international law. So I've been dealing with the United Nations and just studying international law for probably the last probably the last 9 years. Because the international law to me was the easier one to interpret versus national codes and things in that manner. When you're dealing with international, they have to make the language universal so that more than one parties can understand it and comprehend it. So I studied international law, and then I seen where people could, how nations reserve their rights and how on the international level, that's where real people are. See, here on the national level, they have manipulated because it's strictly by lawyers. International law is not strictly by lawyers. So the language has to be different. And so, and like here, when you go to Social Security now, they don't put race or nationality down because they have it corporate. If you're dealing in international law, they deal with jus sanguinis, which is the right of blood, and jus soli, which is the right of soil, because they know that there's some people that have conquered land, and then there's some people that determine their citizenship by bloodline. Okay, so this information is what I've been trying to convey to our people, because when people are gaining their ancestral heritage, they do not know how to link these two areas together and use them where they are domiciled or where they're traveling on their lands. They don't know how to use these two things. So we spend a lot of time trying to convince local people of something that they have never heard of that's going on internationally. So I've been, bringing more of our brothers and sisters internationally so that we can institute a program for them to come back home and, put it into play. So, again, that is the main focal point, is to develop commerce and business so that we do not have to depend on our enemy for our commerce and business, and that's what the Gansu mainly for, and also to bring in different people instead of it being one group or whatever. It's so that no different than anything else. And why we was invited here is because we work through council right now. So we initially started out working with the Zulu Kemetic Moors, ISIS, Great Seal, Washita, Yamasee. We initially started out working and bringing them up there to do in a similar fashion to sign a treaty. But what we find out no different than what you find out is that people, what are your provisions for the lack of performance? You know what I'm saying? You have some that lack of performance, and then you have some that provide corruptness in the performance. But you have to know internally, if you work somewhere, like, you said in the PTA and you work in the church, and I've worked in institutions, what way do you strike those things so that you can continue to move forward for the beneficiaries, which is the people? So, that, I guess that's pretty much mainly why we're here, because we came here because we have a large group of brothers and sisters here that are functional and productive. So, with us meeting Brother Signal, we were saying, well, look, we have family members that are working, that we are taking through a course, and, we should be able to come together and continue to move forward with what we're doing. So our territories currently that we're operating out of is from Florida to New York, to California, on back over here to Virginia. Those are the areas, and unfortunately, we can't get in the same physical locale with everyone, so that the majority of the work, what we do is through our conference calls, and we deal off of assignments. And so the reason why he take minutes, or she might take minutes, is that there's assignments that has to be carried out. If and no buts about it, we have to be here. I was telling some of them is that, whatever is going on personally, if you can't overstep that hurdle, then you can't. But outside of that, it's a mandate. I operate off of a mandate. It's no excuses, because we have children depending on us. I have a daughter I'm trying to keep out of the system. We have mates. and we have elders that we have to secure. So there's no room for if and buts and excuses. We're on we're on a mission and there's orders. So once we're able to convey that to our people, we might get more comprehension of our overall goals. Sometimes when people come in this, they are going to come for their individual standpoint, but you have to look at one reason I look at it because I'm not doing this for me because I wouldn't have to deal with anybody for me. You know what I'm saying? So once you get into a point that your energy and direction is for those as a whole, then those things can get done. And if they're not, you have to be able to single those things out and discharge them, and move in that manner because there's a lot of work that we have to do, and we can't really waste time. I mean, you're not wasting time, but I'm saying is that every opportunity is an opportunity for you to create a new reality. So I say that, to say that we're not guaranteed any other moments, what I'm saying, on this plane of existence. But while we are together, we want to make sure that we are making the greatest moments that we can. So, Brother Obadiah, I'm gonna let both of them come up to give you a piece. He's been in training with me for the last, five? It was 2012, 2005. That's 7 years that he's been in training. He can mention or convey some of the trust law, if you want to, Obadiah, to convey some of the trust law to them. The camera's up here if you want to come here. And the sister comes.
Pretty much covered.
Okay. Well, I was saying the basic trust law that they might not be aware of, but if not, then the sister can come in on the etymology and gives.
Okay, well, I guess I can ask everybody else.
You want to come up here because the recording is up here.
Because maybe I can help everybody by asking does everybody have a basic understanding of what a trust is made of? Right, the documents in itself, the actual trust in itself. Does everybody have a basic understanding of that?
Everybody's waiting on you to explain.
Okay, well, the basic concept of a trust is very simple. Once you start to study it, it has what you call its parties in it, which you would list. The parties itself would be the grantor, beneficiary, trustees. So, and they could be as 3 or more. So, you would list the parties in your trust, which, what I did was I included a primary beneficiary, secondary beneficiaries, beneficiary trustees, grantor, executors. I broke everybody down, the parties that's involved. And then what you would also want to include in your trust is your res. And the res would be your properties. All your equity will be your res. And then to conclude a trust will be the assignment. You have to have some type of assignment to have a functionality within the trust. So what I did was I left the assignments to the primary beneficiaries would be the younger folks in the family, not necessarily people my age or people slightly younger than me. The ones that's coming would be the people that's going to take over. So I left it in their hands. My personal family trust that I created, which was
other than holding what you say the res, yes.
The property, the res.
Okay. Do you have a EIN? Do you operate in?
Now, that's what now my suggestion from what I learned and gathered is when trust equals private. Private equals secret. So when you create your indenture, from that, you wouldn't want no public recorder at all. Now, anything that you want to come out of your trust, you make note of it by number or by attachment or by section, and you make that public, but not the actual estate of what you're capturing that's private. That never gets recorded.
So do you do a SS4 together? Yeah.
And that's when you would talk to Reef, because I haven't really got into the IRS.
It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory because what he was saying as far as when you get the basic principles of assignment and conveyance, EIN number does not have to occur. I can convey, I can do this to you right here, and that doesn't need an EIN number. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But I'm saying if you want to.
What I did.
In a banking.
Yeah, what I did, I'm gonna add to that, was I created my trust, and I did get an EIN number for accidentally. So, but that's just, what I found out was that is just a proof of an existence. That's not necessarily, I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use it in the public. I got it from the public, but I wouldn't use it in the public. In other words, I wouldn't try. What I did was created a holdings company using that number, and I want to make that available for the public to be able to do business from my office.
Through the holding company.
That's right.
Kind of like car lots and all the other places.
That's right. That's what would be my suggestion on it if I ever needed help with it. So like I said, what you did was a good thing. You didn't get that thing recorded. No way. You got the preface, or you got the intent. You got to know that there's a trust being made, and they recorded that. Other than that, they don't have to know what the trust. That's right. No, because we can't relinquish that power. That would be a breach of security interest and trust. You can't never relinquish that. You can make copies of it and put it in the safe, or if you got other people that you trust, to safely put it up so it won't get lost, because you might lose your copy. You know what I'm saying? You want it, but definitely you put up there. Never record in public. Do not record this ever in the public, because that's not trust. Anything recorded in the public is not trust. All right. That's all pretty much.
I'm just taking this.
Reverend Price,
Yeah.
definitely. You have